Hey guys, I got a lot of requests asking me how do I do face charts, so I thought I would upload a quick video just showing you a really basic neutral look. I'm not that concerned about the products that I'm using, I'm mostly trying to show you techniques. So here you go. I start by taping the paper down onto a board. Now you do not have to do that, that's just my preference. The first thing that I do is contouring and shading the face to give it a little bit of a three-dimensional look. I do this with bronzers, and that brush, by the way, is the Royal and Langnickel. It's very hard for me to say. I reviewed that on the blog a while ago. I'll put the exact number if you want in the description of the video. I hate it. I think it's a horrible brush, one of the worst brushes ever, but go figure, it actually works for pushing bronzer onto a face chart. Otherwise, I hate it. I think it's awful. It's horribly made, and the wood split, and it was just a big piece of crap. Yeah. The next thing that I do here is get an in-between sort of shade, in between the white and the bronze, to blend these two colors together using just a matte eyeshadow. And then you'll see me grab another white eyeshadow to put on the eyelid, kind of as a primer, and again to sort of blend all these other three colors once you get the white on there together. Now for the eyes, I'll often start with liner, and I just put it on the chart, and then I smudge it around, kind of blend it in with a little smudger brush. In this look, I brought it up into the crease. I don't always do that. You don't have to do that. I don't always put liner on them, but in this one I did. And then I take the eyeshadow and kind of push it into the liner. This is one of those Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes, quads. I don't really like these. I don't think they're really that good, and I think they get far too much attention. And I honestly think that it's just because of the name, and everybody knows I love Tom Ford. I have my Gucci shoes, and I even have an autograph from him that Jay got me one year. But I'm not a big fan of these eyeshadow palettes. But I just thought, what the hell? I never use it, so I'll use it here. You also might notice, except for here, that I'm mostly working with smaller brushes. And generally I recommend when you're doing a face chart, smaller brushes and stiffer brushes than you would use if you were actually applying this on your face. It just pushes the makeup around on the paper a lot better. And you really are kind of pushing the makeup around in a sort of a circular motion. I draw on my eyebrows with a colored pencil. I have a bunch of eyebrow colored pencils that I do, and then I fill them with an eyeshadow, just like I would anyone else's eyebrows, really. A little bit of blush. One of the blushes that I grab here is by Zuzu Luxe. You'll see it in a second in a little silver thing. I shouldn't be talking about product, but I really like these blushes, and I've talked about them before. Years ago I did. And they're, I believe, don't quote me on this, but double check, those of you who are gluten-free, I believe those are actually gluten-free products by Zuzu Luxe and Gabriel. There's a couple different ways to do lashes. I'm going to show you both. I use this little fine artist brush and liquid liner to draw on the base of the lash. You can also use a little mascara fan brush and kind of sweep the lash on using the liquid liner. That's how I get the root, I guess you might say, of the lash on. And then I extend this with a sharpened black art pencil and just kind of draw on the sweeping and individual lashes. I don't really mind not using makeup on the face chart if I'm just creating a look. I mean, it's just black eyelashes. I don't care if I don't use mascara for it because it's just black eyelashes. The next thing that I do is the lips. This is just regular. You can use regular lipstick on these things. Works just fine. And just kind of push it around. I create a three-dimensional look to the lips just because I want to. You don't have to. And you can also start with the lip liner if you want. If you want like some contouring, absolutely. What I'm doing here is actually using the same smudger brush that I used on the eyes to contour the mouth and add some depth to that red, which would not be uncommon for me to do normally, to use a little bit of black eyeliner around the edge of like a red lip to make it really deep and dark and kind of vampy. I like it. It's really pretty. I've been doing it for years. Okay, what's next? Some finishing touches doing some shading here. Again, more steps that you don't have to do, but I like to kind of create my face charts and make them look a little more like a painting or a little three-dimensional than just an example of makeup. So I'm going to do some shading around the nose and maybe around the jawline, definitely the ears, to just sort of make this look a little bit more realistic. Yeah, I wasn't a super big fan of how this nose turned out when I was done, but you kind of get the idea. Sometimes I'll even go in with a pencil, like I do here, and just kind of finish out the edges. Eyes. Color the eyes. You can do this at the beginning if you want, especially if you're trying to find shadows that match. I'm just giving this person sort of like hazily green eyes. And then go in, if you want to make these look really three-dimensional, take a gray eyeshadow and just sort of run it around that top part to create a shadow of the eyeball. Now, if you do too much, which is what I'm doing here on purpose, take an eraser and just rub it away. It's fine. I also, when I'm done, will take an eraser and rub away the edge of the face chart, any excess bronzer or product that I've gotten, just to kind of clean it up. This wipes right off, just like it was anything else that you could rub off with an eraser, I guess. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, anything like that that I did not cover in here, please go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll do my best to get back to you. Remember, these face charts are currently available on the blog, dustyohunter.com. There will be a link in the description of the video, and many of these techniques and tips were also actually explained in a blog post that I made, so check that out too. And until I see you next time, take care and drive safe.